Hello, dear one. I want to make a quick video on technology. Oh my God, it's going faster and faster. And we have so many things that are currently bubbling up into reality that it's very overwhelming. There is so many AI tools coming out, so many new gadgets and things coming out. There is new forms of money that are completely technological. And even I studied 9 years computer science. So I have been dabbling in technology as a child, as a young student. And for me as well, it goes quite fast. So I can imagine when you're not in technology, like, man, you will just think like, I will leave it. I will just leave it to the side because this is not going to be my thing. This is not going to be it's going all too fast for me, and the natural tendency is just then to leave it. Like maybe also your parents, that when the social media or the mobile phone came out, they were like, I don't need a smartphone. It's not my thing. I will keep my life simple, right? I remember I was having that I was like, oh man, I don't want to ever be like my parents or grandparents when it comes to technology. I want to always be on top of it. And now it's going so fast that I'm like, man, how can we keep up? So I asked the Akashic Records, and what you're going to see now is their answer. I wanted to share an answer with all of you because this is a topic that is going to expand. They also are kind of informing me again and again about the age of Aquarius and that innovation and technology is only going to increase. So we have to accept it somehow. And I wanted to ask them, how do we accept technology and the rate at which it's growing? And how can we use the best of it so we are not completely neglecting it or putting it aside, but actually use it in such a way that we actually extend our beautiful energy, our our creations, our passion projects. How can we actually use this to make our life a lot easier? So here is a channel from me, directly channeling the Akashic records of humanity, asking that question. Enjoy. Dear one, this is a beautiful question, and we like that you're asking this because indeed it will increase, it will go faster. And many humans are even thinking it will stop at one point. Let's not worry about it. And others feel a little bit overwhelmed by it and they stop it. And others do the opposite, the exact opposite. They go completely into it and they feel it's the answer to everything. And they forget that there is also nature and there is a human body to take care of. There are many aspects and many roles that are being taken in this spectrum. And with every disruptive technology, there is a certain period of disbelief. Especially because most of your science fiction movies are now coming true. And some science fiction movies have very good intentions, and others also see a dystopian future. And so the questions of utopia and dystopia and how do we steer this almost uncontrollable ship is increasing. This is a good question to ponder on because, of course, almost 100% of humanity does not want dystopia to happen. But a lot of humans are also entertaining themselves with dystopian movies and dystopian plots and dystopian stories. Now, one of the first things to advise you to do right now is to take some distance from dystopian stories. The more you entertain them, the more such possibilities come to you. So you can take a personal step to take that back. There is a high probability that it will not happen, because fear has been on your planet for many centuries now, and still humanity is alive and growing and finding new levels of abundance and new levels of creativity and new levels of innovation. So all of that fear has not have much power to manifest, but still, one human less watching these dystopian stories will help in the future of humanity. But next to that, we advise all humans to step by step open yourself up to see what technology is doing, and especially in the fields that you are interested in. For example, if you are in the medical field, see or research a little bit about the innovations that are happening on a technological level in the medical field, because there is quite a lot of beautiful things happening there. They are using sound, they are discovering the power of the heart, and they're using AI to make better predictions than doctors ever can. Now, there is this question again, this ethical question when you hear such a thing. Oh, but if AI is being able to predict better our treatments than doctors, where is the human touch? Where is the human element? But as you have seen by now, humans do not care that much about where it is coming from. They care mostly if the result that they are getting is the right result. So, with that being said, know that humans will always love the right result the fastest. This creates a lot of ethical questions and philosophical topics to explore. And when you are distancing yourself too much from technology, your beautiful energy is not gonna take a part in that discussion. But your beautiful energy is very much needed in these discussions. Now, why is that? First of all, most of you that are listening to this already are quite advanced in their spirituality and in their heart opening. Otherwise, it is almost impossible to listen to a channeled message. And this spiritual advancement is needed when it comes to these topics. The knowledge of soul, the knowledge of the heart, and the knowledge of spirit is needed in such topics. So by gently stepping into the discussion, by researching, by seeing what is out there, you can already have a great effect. Now, one other thing we would like you to consider is thinking about something you want to create or always wanted to create but you never had the time for. To plan a little bit out what that creation entails. Maybe you want to create a seminar or a musical event. Okay, that needs music, that needs a screen with slides, that maybe needs a web page where people can book tickets. It needs quite a lot for that to happen. Now, when you have these elements in place, and let's take for this example, music, slides, like a presentation, and a website. There's more needed, of course, but for this example, let's take these three elements. At the moment, Your artificial intelligence is at a level where it can create music, where it can create presentations, and where it can create websites. And it might not be perfect right now, but these models are learning so fast that it will be perfect in 1 or 2 years from now. And it will save so much time to create what you would love to create. By seeing which elements you need, and after that by exploring, by searching Google or your favorite search engine, hey, can I create a website using AI? Hey, can I create music using AI? And by exploring the topics, or by following people that love to explore these topics, what will happen is you will open up your interest a little bit. Instead of neglecting the speed of technology, you are dabbling in it. The beautiful metaphor, like putting your toes in the water. We don't want you to fully be involved if that is not your thing, but put your toes in the water. Discover and research if it can make your life easier in any way possible. You might use it for your work activities, but we most advise to start using it for your passion projects, for the projects that have been in your heart. And especially if you have delayed or postponed such an idea for so long and you kind of feel regretful you didn't start earlier, see what is needed for the realization of that. See which elements you can use, and then go to Google and see if these elements can already be generated with AI. You might be amazed what you can create in an hour. Only 5 to 10 years ago, that might have taken a week or a month to create. And in so doing, you will notice that your current technology is not only going very fast, but it will save a lot of money and a lot of time achieving the same thing. Now we're talking. What would you do if you could save more money? What would you do with that money instead? What would you use it for? And what would you do if you could save more time? And we really mean a lot more time. You might be able to save 20 hours per week if you start doing this now. And by starting doing this now, and by getting interested in doing this now, you are an expert when the models are going to become peak performance. Now they're still faulty. Now they're still not good, and it's nice to see the faults in that and to see that it is still learning. But once it has become so advanced that you cannot see the difference between a human created website and an AI created website, you much rather be at the site where you know how to use these things than on the site where you have said to yourself, this is not for me, this is going too fast. We deeply understand the human emotions and tendencies. We are recording it all day long. But if we see the timelines on your planet, and we do from a very interesting perspective, we see that humanity is way better off if you start to become interested in it. It will sometimes feel overwhelming, and that's why we always say, take one step at a time. Take one topic at a time. Explore one thing a week. That's already a great start. but start exploring. It might bring your inner child back alive. It might even show you that some of the science fiction movies back in the day when you were a child are literally now reality. It's not a bad thing that this is happening. It was already written in the stars. Astrologers knew that this was coming for hundreds of years. But now you're living it, and it's time to fully connect with what is happening right here, right now. There is one more disclaimer that we would like to address in another video because it is a topic on its own. But this has to do with feeling what is real and what is fake, and what is good intentional and bad intentional. Now, because so many things will going to be generated and created, what will happen is you will need to start feeling and discerning what is good for you and what is not good for you like never before. Technology is kind of forcing humanity to take a look inside of themselves and activate this sense. Now, in our community, we received an absolutely beautiful question, and we are instructing this channel to post the answer to that question, especially on the topic of discerning, very soon. But for now, we want to say you have a sense inside of you, and know that you will be able to develop that. It will be a superpower to know what is true and what is fake, what is created with soul, heart and spirit, and what is created with ill intent or just pure robotic nature. Humans will need to get good at this because this incline in technology, and we are very grateful to let you know that you already have the tools inside of you. In the future, we will post multiple videos through this and other channels, preparing you for this and making sure you know where these skills are and how to activate them. For now, we wish you a very beautiful increase in your understanding of what is going on, and we wish to empower you with this message, so that you have the tools to grow further and to make your heart's desires beautiful reality. We leave you in the highest love and highest light, dear one. Thank you for listening. Wow, I'm still coming down from the message, but this has been something that has been coming through again and again. In my channels, in what is important, in what do I need to step up to. And what I found is that Akashic record reading and connection, like I just showed you, in combination with letting them guide me through different technological tools and how to use it and how to create what I want. It has become very magical over the last year of me setting up and stepping up into this passion project of mine. And I wanted to give you these tools too. So I'm building a beautiful group journey, and it will start the 15th of January and the doors will close the 21st of January. Now, if you see this in this time frame, and you would be very interested in, with a small group, learning the Akashic records, learning the tech and the AI, and in a group setting, practicing, applying this, I'm very happy to have you. If it feels good in your heart, feel free to tap the link below. It's going to be a very beautiful journey. And next to that, I'm beyond grateful that you're here listening to me, and that you're here all the way at the end of the video. I hope this was helpful, and especially if some people came to mind when this topic of technology was being mentioned, feel free to share this video. You will help me a little bit, but you will definitely help them. You're right? Like it can be such a different course. Like if we decide now to take a little bit of a discovery into this realm, even though it's completely not your thing, but knowing that it will help you in the end, just discover, or by you completely neglecting it, you literally create a completely different life for yourself. And I cannot watch into the future, but for me, it makes a lot of sense that that version of you that took a little bit of steps into embracing what is going on will have a way easier future than the person that is neglecting what is going on and more like an ego, like, nah, this is not for me. So I hope this video had that effect. And if you know anyone else who might need such an effect, feel free to share. I'm beyond grateful to step up to this and to discover these topics more and more now and in the future. And I'm looking forward to do that together with you if it resonates. I wish you such an incredible day, such an incredible life, and I'm here to make that a lot easier. So I already wanted to end this video so many times ago, but I just keep on wishing you well. Okay, it's time. Stop the video.